We got a Facebook page, David H, Melissa H, husband and wife trucking across America. Also got an Instagram at David H6571. I've been editing some driving footage for those who like driving footage. And I figured, you know what, before we leave, let's do a quick live. Let's see if we can get anybody in this room and see what's going on. What's happening, Alan? How you doing, man? You are number one. Twisted Big D, man. What's up? You over there getting rained on in Springfield, or is it just raining out here? There's some pretty good storms blowing through Alabama and Georgia, which is not fun. We were sitting here with we had two tornadoes that were touched down in the surrounding counties. We were sitting over here at what are we at, Tyson? Yeah. I think we're picking up Tyson.
Yeah, I agree.
And so that was pretty scary. The sirens went off, and they said if need be, you go into the driver's lounge and go to the center of the building. But a lot of the employees came out and were looking at the sky, so I just woke up, so I sat there and watched them, and if they didn't panic, I wasn't going to panic. Hold on, guys, I'm sorry about this, but let's see. Okay, there I'm back. Had somebody decide dial me. They should have got the message that I just went live. So yeah. Okay, a little rain should be good tomorrow for my students' test. I was gonna say, you out there working on the pad, soaking wet? What's up, Will? How you doing? Yo 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 yo. Yeah, I knew what you meant, D. I knew. I just took my drug test. Should be there Monday. Right on. Time to get out there. And now, are you doing flatbed with Prime, or are you getting smart and going to come over here and do reefer? That's what I want to know. Flatbed, man. I'm telling you, dude, you want to play on them flatbeds, break your neck, run into dirt. Yeah, Jeremy, that was weird. It wouldn't play audio, but it was in my visual voicemail, and that was a copy and paste. So apparently the audio wasn't picking up what you were actually saying, but I thought it was funny. Were you at a shipper or receiver today where you were talking to him like that?
Like 3?
You know, my trailer's a little heavy, and you know, da-da-da-da-da-da. Because it said it came in at 309 today, but that's funny. I thought it was funny, but I wish it would have played the audio so I could see what you actually said. I got a visual voicemail from Jeremy. That was just crazy. It made no sense, but you can tell it wanted to say other things. It just was being picked up wrong by the microphone. You don't want to get fat doing reefer? I'm already 250. Well, okay, but you know, you see a lot of real big fat flatbedders too, man. So I don't know what the deal is. You don't want to get fat, get out of the truck and do a little exercise. Does Prime pay for rental, gas, and tolls? Rental? What do you mean rental? No, if you're leased, they don't pay for gas or tolls. If your company, they pay for gas or tolls. You'd have to let me know what you mean by rental. And if you're leased, you get a discount on the tolls. But okay, so that was from you had to move to tandems. All right, so yeah, you probably butt dialed me or something. You're used to flatbed already. Okay. Oh, car rental to get there. Now, I don't know how they're working because of COVID, but when you were able to take the Greyhound, what they did, if you took a different means of transportation, because they paid for a Greyhound to get you there. Like me, it was $150 for them to get me there on a Greyhound from California to Salt Lake City, or 115, whatever it was. But I'm like, no, thank you. I'm not riding on a Greyhound. I flew out there, first class, mind you, because I'm a classy fella. I flew out there, and then once I was hired on, and I actually was hired to Prime, I let my uh, recruiter know, and then they reimbursed me what they would have paid me for that Greyhound, which was the 150 or whatever it was. Whatever it was over that, it was out of my pocket. Now, from what I understand, though, is they're not bringing people in on Greyhound anymore because of COVID, unless they started to. So that's something you'd have to ask your recruiter. They may be paying for it. I don't know. It's what is the toll discount with Prime? I want to say, and I'm not 100% sure, but I want to say we get like a 10 or 20% discount, something like that. I can't remember what it is. These are things I used to know when I first went lease. Brain, ooh. It's a small discount, but it is a discount nevertheless. And it could be just a discount because we're using the sensor and not paying by mail or something. I'm not sure. Okay, Twisted D said they're still doing rentals. Okay, so there you go. Who, Melissa? Google Gandalf. What's up, Warrior?
He's from the Ring.
Lord of the Rings? Is he a goofy looking dude?
Yeah, that or
Yeah?
he's from Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, because I was just said, hey, they're Gandalf.
Yeah, he's goofy.
He's goofy?
He's ugly.
Warrior? Alright, man. Alright, we'll see. Ooh,
Why,
damn.
what happened?
Warrior just called me Gandalf. We pay 72%, Prime pays 28%. Okay. I was going to say 72%.
No, it's the beard.
Oh, okay. It's the beard, Melissa said. Okay, cool. All right, I forgive you.
I'm thinking of
That's what I thought it was, but I wasn't 100% sure. And you know, Jeremy, how I do not like giving wrong information. So I figured I'd just let you guys answer those questions. He's not goofy, he's a wizard. Okay, yeah, I know, Melissa just showed me. I apologize. Well, she should apologize because she's the one that said he was goofy.
Oh, I don't know.
How do you figure out your cost per mile so you're not overspending on fuel? If you're leasing, they'll go ahead and you'll do what's called an ACE 2 class after about 4 to 8 weeks. And they'll go ahead and show you how to do all that. Basically, you got a macro 27 that will keep you fueled. And myself personally, if my pay period is ending, or if this load is going to be the last load I get on pay period, I just make sure I'll do the math. Okay, I really only need 60 gallons to complete this load, so I'll buy 60 gallons. If the fuel's cheap, I'll fill it up because, all right, if I get a little bit less on this paycheck, it's going to be that much more because you've saved that money on fuel. What's up, Wombats? No, I've only been on here for 8 minutes. You're not really late. Is Toll Guru close to actual cost? I do not know. I don't use Toll Guru. I tried it one time and it just gave me a freaking headache. On your statements, it tells you how much you paid in tolls for where the tolls were and on what load it was. It actually breaks it all down. I use my Ram McNally GPS. It gives me the cost of the tolls, and I noticed that the tolls are usually always cheaper than what it says. Than what it says. So that's where that discount comes into play. But it's not really a big difference. As you can see, they pay 28%. So you got a $5 toll. It's not going to be much. But I do know people, or I've heard of people using Toll Guru. I used it, like I said, and because I had a Ram McNally GPS and it gives you your tolls, I went to a Garmin for a short time, and so I picked up the Toll Guru, and it was just like a headache, the way you had to do it. So I went back to Ram McNally because that was one of the reasons I didn't like the Garmin, amongst other things. And let my Ram McNally do my toll. Now this 750 Ram McNally kind of sucks at doing tolls. The 740, if you put your information in there, it would automatically pop up, boom, toll, with a screen. toll and how much it is, and if you want to go around it or whatnot. This one, it's just a little thing at the bottom where it says your route, and it will give you the price of the toll, and then you can hit alternate route. But it doesn't give you a lot of well, yeah, it does give you the alternate. That's a non-toll. But then the other thing, if you can find your own route around the tolls, and just punch it into the GPS. But there's only a few tolls. I think they're in Pennsylvania and Jersey, where they're kind of expensive. Well, going up over the 80, yeah. So I'll always check to see the price of the tolls. I don't care about the 44. It's $40 or whatever it is. But there's some out there that can get a couple $100. Wombat says, hey David, let's say I'm at a receiver. They say the lumper fee is $180 and they offer you to unload it yourself. Can I bank the unload fee if you do the labor? No, Prime only pays you some ridiculous low amount of money. I think it's like $45 or something like that. If you do it yourself, it's totally not worth doing it yourself. So yeah, they're not going to give you the $180. You'd have to ask your fleet manager what they actually give you, because again, this is something I knew when I started Lease, because I looked into it. But I think it's like $45. Maybe Jeremy knows or whatnot, but it's some ridiculous low amount of money. How about blowing the scales? I get red stoplights. I say, screw you, I'm going. Well, have fun with that. Take them tickets. I know you're full of it, Warrior. Because some of them scales can be $400 or $500 for blowing them. Hey Josh, no, I'm not going to end the stream. I just started, unless they finish loading us. You just were unfortunately popped in late. And guys, back in the day when you blew a scale, they would chase you down with a cop car and pull you over and yada yada yada. But you can get a ticket. They'll send a ticket to Prime, because when you go past that scale, you see those radar devices up there. They're still reading. They're reading what your truck is off your little doohickey mabobber there, and they ain't gonna bother to chase you. They'll just go, okay, boom, boom, boom. Let's go send them a ticket. So just because they didn't chase you down, don't necessarily mean you're not going to get the ticket. And I would think that they would probably, they pre-weigh the truck over there. So I would think if they were actually going to bring you in because you were heavy, they would probably chase you down and give you a big fatty. What's up, Lugnut? How you doing, man? Long time. But I just downloaded a bunch of dash cam footage of last night's venture. Of my drive shift was 99% in the rain, and it rained hard. And I know you drivers, this isn't really something for you, but I'm going to put together a few more driving videos for people thinking about coming into trucking. And you know me, guys, I don't sugarcoat nothing, and I don't try to lie. So I want to let them know, look, this is what I did for 10 hours. Boring as hell. So driving can be boring, because I drove all freaking night long in the rain, in a heavy rain, lightning. So there's such turnover rate with new drivers coming in. I think a lot of it is, they don't realize, they think, oh yeah, let's drive a truck. It's simple and easy. They don't realize about all the storms and you can't see.
I think a lot of them see it as an adventure, and there is no adventure.
Yeah, that could be true. A lot of them, I'm going to get to travel the world. Yeah, you get to travel the world. The
interstates.
Yeah,
and
the U.S. Yeah, you could, and you could take time off here and there,
if you find a place to park.
If you do it right. Because I still want to park this thing in Pittston and take like a week off or so and go into New York and when everything's opened up, maybe even go into Canada, with a rental car. But a lot of guys think that, but yeah, you're viewing it at 65 off the side of the highway, and if you're like me and you drive nights, you view nothing. You see nothing but darkness. And you get into your head, and your head just beats you up.
My head never gets
Okay, here's the thing, Josh. Your tablet gave you a bypass. The sign said pull in. What would you do? I always pull in.
That's happened to me. Where it says
I've had
bypass
it.
and I go in.
I've had it where the sign said they're closed, but my pre-pass went off red, and I'll pull in.
If I'm not sure, I pull in.
If one of them is telling me to go in, I'm going in.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've pulled into closed scales because my pre-pass went off. But you know what? I'm not going to get a ticket. Always err on the side of caution.
Yeah.
You know, because if you go through and they come and give you a ticket and you say, well, this said to go by, and they're going to say, yeah, what did my sign say? Especially if you got those signs that say, there's two of them and they light up. Yeah, those are pretty much, instead of those beepers. So yeah, always watch your signs, man. And always, if anything tells you to go in, go in. Don't screw around, man.
And if you're not sure, go in anyway.
Yeah, Wombat says getting tickets in the mail is unconstitutional. Your right to face your accuser should cancel that ticket out. No, man, millennial has to be. Here's the thing, man. You're going to get a ticket by the mail. You want to go to court on it, you can go to court on it. They'll have video footage of you. They'll have all the crap they need, and they're going to just give it to you. You're probably, and different states have different things. So what you're telling me, Wombats, I just blow scales all I want. And if there's no cops there to chase me down, you're good. No, man, that's I don't know. And also, you got to remember, you got a commercial driver's license. Things are different with commercial driver's license. Now, obviously, you can't change the Constitution or whatever, but I don't think I've ever read anywhere where mailing a ticket is unconstitutional.
They do it all the time.
Except for, the sovereign citizens that stand on the side of the road. I'm not giving you nothing.
Woo,
Damn, that was close.
That was right in front of us, right there.
Yeah. And all that. Now there's one.
Holy smokes.
But if you're gonna break the law, you're gonna break the law. You just gotta take your lumps, man. That's all there is to it. No adventure in trucking, just life sucking daily grind. I wouldn't say it's life sucking. It's a job, and it's a way of life also. If some people it's not for a lot of people. A lot of people can't make money at it either. I don't understand that. I
think with trucking, you gotta run hard or not at all.
Yeah, that's true.
If you want to make money. If you want to make $500 a week, then
now obviously if you're working for a company that doesn't have loads or loads and whatnot, then that can suck. But what's wrong, Kenworth? Did I miss something? Oh wait, hold on. Okay, let's see. Melissa, how was your dinner the other night? Did David get his way and get Thai? Of course I did.
No, he didn't. He never got Thai. I got beer 30.
And I ate crappy wings, hot wings. I got their hottest sauce for the wings, and it was ketchup, man.
Poor David, though, by the time he thought about it,
it
was too late. Remember?
Before I what?
When he thought about it, it was too late. They were closing in 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah, I was going to get Thai, take it to go, but, once I thought about it, they were closing in 10 minutes, and they were about a 5-minute walk, and I didn't want to be that
last person.
Yeah, I didn't want to be that guy that walks in and gets my food spit on. Yeah, you saw that flash? Yeah, it probably reflected off my glasses. It was like right there.
Yeah, you could probably hear the thunder too after. Wow.
Hey Sandy, we're in Georgia. What's the city we're in? Or the county?
Rockmart.
Grovemart. Rockmart, Georgia.
In Polk County.
Polk County. What's up, Mr. Hurley? How you doing? What's my average cost per mile for fuel? Average cost. Well, fuel prices change a lot. So if you're talking about what I spend, I mean, I'm within the parameters that is good. I can't remember what they are. But yeah, I don't have a cost per mile because things change, and I don't worry about it, man. I'm making money. I don't waste too much fuel. I'm always at or above the fleet average in miles per gallon.
You follow Prime's fuel plan.
I follow the fuel plan for the most part. I follow the fuel plan for about 95% of the time. Sometimes, especially in wintertime, sometimes I'm just not going to go that way. No way I'm going over Vale.
Hell no.
Not doing it. In summertime too, unless there was no other way in the world, just because that is a life-sucking, bone-crushing drive. I hate that drive. It's slow. It sucks the fuel. But unless I change up my way, like the one time in the winter, it wanted me to go up to 40, and the 40 had crappy weather. So I stayed down on the 10 from Florida to California. Had to get my own fuel. What you do is once you get past your a certain point, you just do a new macro, and it will give you a new fuel route for the route you're on.
They say to do it every night because the prices change.
Yeah, every night after midnight, or obviously every morning if you're running and getting up at mornings. You want to do a new macro 27 because prices do change. They fluctuate, and it will change your fuel plan accordingly. And that macro, it looks at all kinds of things. How much time you have left on your clock, what's your appointment time, tolls, how much is in your tank. It looks at all kinds of things, and it figures out what's the best plan. And a lot of times, I'll put my destination in, and it's like 1,050 miles on the Ram McNally, and then I'll put my fuel plan in there, boom, 985 miles. So they've actually planned a fuel plan that actually got me better distance. Again, if the fuel plan's trying to take me on 8 million miles of U.S. highways, no, I'll take and there's a reasonable route on the interstates, I'll change it up and do that, because U.S. highways can blow your clock a little bit. They take longer, stop and go, and ugh. But Will, you're killing me, man, because I knew that cost for the fuel. I just can't remember it.
Was it $1.15? Or was it 15 cents?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
The Ace class.
Yeah, I think
It'll sell you when you're out.
for some reason I'm thinking like it was 50 cents or 52
No, it was
cents,
like
51.
15 cents.
15 cents? You're saying something like 15.
Yeah, it was really low.
15 cents. Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I think it was like 15 cents a mile or something like that. That's right. Go to our fuel deal.
Yeah,
it was showing there. I forget about that. Yeah, fuel's expensive now, but your fuel surcharge goes up. We were going cross country when the fuel was cheap, and you'd get like $100 fuel surcharge. Now it's back to almost $400, $385, and so on. And
yeah,
so
right now your 4-week net fuel cost is 0.145, so about 15 cents.
Yes, right now I'm at 15 cents a mile. I forgot about that.
8 weeks ago it was 13 cents.
8 weeks ago, 13 cents. You're in South Dakota, okay. You're way up there. Kenworth's 2 hours east of me. Oh, so you're probably getting the rain too. So how do you know how much fuel to put in? The fuel planner does that, but here's the thing: it doesn't account for your fuel, your week cutoff. Now, simply, if you wanted to figure out how much fuel to put in yourself, all you got to do is, okay, I'm going to go 300 miles. My truck gets 8.5 miles per gallon. Bada bing, bada gang, bang. That's going to tell you how much fuel you need. And I always add, 10% on top of that. Boy, that's a used Prime trailer that they sold, and they really did a crappy job of taking Prime off the side of it. But, it's just a math equation. Miles versus miles divided by how many miles per gallon you get.
A tornado watch through Dodge City, Alabama from 12:26 p.m. to 9 p.m. tonight.
Oh, lovely. Are we going through Dodge City? Or whatever that was? But normally, the macro will do it. It will actually sometimes get 60 gallons here, go up 100 miles, 200 miles, and then fill up there because it's cheaper. I'll look at how much cheaper it is, and if it's in the same state, I'll sometimes, you know what, if it's a penny, 2 pennies more here, I'll just fill it up, because sometimes when you go and fill up there, you're only putting in 40 or 50 more gallons. And if you do the math on that, you're not really saving a lot. Now, the macro does that because it also does the company trucks, and you got to figure 5,000 company trucks saving a penny a gallon is big money at the end of the year for Prime. So it will try to save you a cent.
Is that another
What?
lightning strike?
Yeah, but yeah, the macro 27 will tell you. Oh, hey, babe, bring up the our fuel plan on there, our recommended fuel stops. I'll show you what it looks like.
Oh, on my phone?
No, on. Oh yeah, do it on your phone. That way I can just bring your phone over here. Let me get it. Let me show you what it looks like here. Now, when we get dispatch, it automatically gives us that. Oh, that's the one if we just put refill in.
Keep going, it'll be by the old
Oh, did you know Prime is part of Sprint now? It's part of T-Mobile. Oh, okay, hold on. Recommended fuel stops. Okay, there you go. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but you'll see up there, exit. It's backwards, so I can't really read it, damn it. But it's telling you 113 gallons by exit. Here's what it says. Loves 466 Jasper, Alabama. Exit 65 by 113 gallons. Price on 325 is 208 a gallon. And then Flying J in Amarillo. Now, we're not going to Amarillo. I'm doing a drive by the house because I got to get my license out of the post office. So we're not going to go to Amarillo. We're going to go down to Livingston. And then it also, if you don't have GPS or whatnot, it tells you how to get to where you're going. You know, I-20 west 5 miles, Georgia 6 west 33 miles, Georgia 101, you know, Nathan Dean Parkway east 4 miles, and it'll give you your actual route. And if you follow this, my total miles is going to be 2,348 miles. But it does that right there. Now, that 113 gallon thing is more than likely going to fill the truck up, just because of what fuel I have left. You know, because it usually errs on the side of caution a little bit, but there's sometimes you got to do a new macro because you're not going to make the fuel plan, just because it also averages out your last 4 miles per gallon and uses that as how much fuel to put in. So if you ran 3 or 4 trips light, and then you got a super heavy load and you're going to go over hills and whatnot, you might need to do an extra stop, because it's gonna, you know, hey, you're getting 10 miles to the gallon, we're gonna take you this far, but now you're only getting 7.5 because you're heavy and hilly. Thinking about going lease. You have seen both sides. What would you prefer after seeing both, and any advice? Harry, Jeremy and I are gonna put together a majorly informational lease video. I keep saying this, guys, but it's going to be really soon. Jeremy's crappy truck keeps breaking down, so every time we make the appointments, we miss it. A quick thing on lease. If you're going to go lease, make sure you do it while freight's moving. In other words, not in the winter or you know, when winter's starting, because it's hard. You know, things are slower. You make less money, and you don't have any money saved up yet. So start the lease when freight's good. Be smart, follow your macros, get your best fuel, your best bang for your buck with your fuel. Although, do your due diligence when it tells you, make sure it's not sending you to Mars. And then stay out for a good chunk of time before you go home. Get an e-fund going. Make sure you have an e-fund. I put 5% of gross towards my e-fund. And when you go home, be smart about it. Don't go home every couple of weeks. Try to stay out here a month at a time and go home for a week. Or like Melissa and I will probably try to stay out about 6-7 weeks at a time, and go home for a week or 3 days. 2 days maybe. Maybe we'll just do a 34. But it's all about running hard. Don't sit around. Don't get crazy and decline a bunch of loads. I know I've talked, when I went lease, I was told, oh, you know what, hold out for the better money, hold out, hold out. I tried that tactic. It doesn't really work, because I ran the numbers and ran the math, and I sat, okay, I sat for a day and a half, 2 days waiting for a better paying load. But if I would have took that load that I didn't think was great paying and ran with it, I would have made more money than just sitting. Oh, but if you sit, you tell them, oh, you don't run cheap, so they'll give you the better loads. No, they won't. They're going to still give you the loads that are in your area and whatnots. So, don't turn a bunch of loads down because you think they're cheap, especially if you went to a good area to go into, like the Northeast or Florida or California or whatnot. Well, California, no, sorry. Northeast or Florida, they pay good going in, but not so good coming out. California or going west doesn't pay that well, but it pays good coming out. So my rule of thumb is get the money going east, and then take what you can to get the hell out of those bad areas. Try to do a shorter run to get out, and then grab something better paying on a longer run. Lost my place here. There you go. But keep an eye out, Harry. We'll probably do a couple of recorded videos on it, and then a live or so for questions. But we really need to get together and do that. You're going to be doing a dedicated account for your company, right on. John does one, and he does pretty good with it. Oh, here comes some harder rain. Melissa's crying back over here. Okay, per the macro, I'm constantly finding cheaper fuel than what they suggested. I've caught it maybe 10 times. I look at that I compare a lot of times too, and one of the things you gotta watch for, sometimes you'll find fuel further down the road or further closer to you, and what it's doing, there went some more lightning, what it's doing is it might not think it was safe for you to go as far as you went to get that cheap fuel, or it might figured, hey, that's way too soon to get fuel. It's not worth your time to stop to get it. Now you're probably going to come back and say, oh no, it was right next door. Well, if that's the case, that's kind of a fluke. And the other thing is if you go over state lines, that's a difference too, because there's tax deals that are different and so on and so forth. Rule of thumb, they say, this is what I was taught by a fleet manager, my company fleet manager. As long as you're in the same state, you're comparing apples to apples as far as fuel costs go. So that's something to think about. But have I caught fuel being cheaper? Yeah, I have. 10 times. I don't think I've caught it 10 times in the almost 3 years I've been here. Maybe a couple of times. But who knows? The price of fuel may have changed overnight, and if you did a new macro, it might have changed it. But yeah, I don't know what Will's laughing at. I must be behind because I don't remember what I said. That was funny. Worst fuel route is I-68 West Virginia to Maryland. Okay, that's Alan's been here a while, and he'll definitely know that. Does macro give you the cheapest place, and does it tell you how many gallons to put in? Yes, it does, for the most part. 15 cents after surcharge. Not sure what you're saying there, Josh. What's up, Ralph? How you doing? Alabama has had many tornadoes today. Yes, it has, and we're getting ready to drive through Alabama. So hopefully they're all done. Will says, I have to be a little nosy. How much did you owe in taxes? I pay my taxes quarterly, every quarter. I filed my end of year taxes. I haven't got that back yet, but hopefully I broke even or real close to it. Last year, I don't think I was full year lease, was I? Last year? Or was I?
August to the end of the...
No,
Well,
that was, yeah, I was full year.
Yeah, you're full, yeah.
My first year lease, I ended up getting a lot. I got $6,000 back. But I think what happened there, why that happened, is I started out living in Missouri. I moved to Texas. Texas has no state tax, and I don't think they realized that until when I filed my taxes at the end of the year that I moved. Maybe I didn't tell them. Maybe I forgot to tell them. I don't know. I can't remember, but so there was an adjustment. So just think about that. You know, just not living in a state tax area. You got big savings there. But yeah, my taxes haven't come back yet. But I've paid some pretty heavy quarterly taxes because obviously we're making more money as a team truck. So hopefully they did their numbers right and we're not going to have any problems. But I do have a decent amount of money saved up. I do have a decent amount of money saved up for just in case. I generally put more money. I put way more money in my, well, we're going to find out now. I put way more, well, no, because they did the quarter. Yeah, I put more money away a week than I need to, just because I'm the rather be safe than sorry guy. And usually I have about double of what my quarterly taxes are saved in my account to pay my taxes. And then at the end of the year, obviously I have that extra money to where if my taxes are offset and I have to pay more, I'm good. Now, if I don't, then I'll take a big chunk of that overage I have, put it in my savings account, and then, you know, just start building back up again. Because obviously I don't want to have $30,000, $40,000 in a savings account for taxes to pay a $5,000 quarterly. That just don't make sense. New Jersey sucks, absolutely. Anywhere in the Northeast sucks, man. What's up, Ian? I don't have tanker endorsement. Prime requires it, so how does that work? You just got to get it. I don't think they require it for flatbed. Now, they require it, but it's not, you know, I don't think you absolutely have to have it. You have to get it, but I don't know about flatbed. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen any liquid looking stuff on a flatbed. We need it for reefer because when you get a truckload of bottled water or orange juice, or we carry totes sometimes, those things are the only things I've ever felt the truck sloshing on. But it's just, you know, if you get X amount of liquid, you have to have an endorsement. But I don't think I've ever seen flatbeds hauling anything liquid. I don't know if we have any other flatbedders in there. Greg was a flatbed for a while. You ever pull anything or did you need a tanker endorsement, Greg? Where y'all now? Georgia, South Carolina, all getting tons of tornadoes. We are in Georgia, and yes, we've had 2 tornadoes real close over here.
Yeah, we're going to be driving into Alabama.
And then we're going to be going Georgia, Alabama. I mean, we have a ton of time on this load, so because we're going through the house to get those, and I'm still thinking we're going to get to our 90, 24 hours or plus early, which if we do, we'll drop it in Fontana. But if the weather's kind of spooky, we'll just shut it down till morning, or until the wide. But yeah, I think my CB hasn't gone off with the warning in a while, so I'm not going to sweat it too much. Other than Melissa will be driving at night in the dark, and I'll be trying to sleep. Which, if I think about, I guess if you're going to get hit by a tornado, you might as well be in the sleep or sleeping if you're going to get thrown across the highway. How do you estimate your miles per gallon usage? What? Are they done?
Yeah.
Okay, they're done, guys, so I got to go. Basically, your Qualcomm will give you it. They send you a thing at the end of the week. Your dash on your truck gives it to you. You know, so on and so forth. But I got to go, guys. Sorry for cutting it short. Can't get to all your stuff.
Do I go to the office to get the paperwork?
Oh, wait. I might be able to finish this. That's right. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right, guys. Have a good one. Talk to you later.
You want me to pull up first
Yeah.
and put the seal on?
Yeah.